What's going on, everybody? So, I seen a lot of comments yesterday, and it got me thinking about something. Did Toyota think about the repercussions that they might get for moving the Tacoma production to Mexico? Now, a lot of people will tell you that they want things made in the USA, especially people who live here. I think like 98% of my audience or something like that is from the USA. And most of those people want trucks and stuff made in America. I get a ton of comments from Ford owners and stuff talking about how much their trucks are made in America. Tundra is made in America. The Tacoma was mostly made in America. Until here in a couple of years when they're going to move it to Mexico. And I've seen a ton of comments already on the other video I posted yesterday. If you didn't watch that video, go check it out. I talk about how they're moving the Tacoma to Mexico and how I think that's good news for the Tundra, but I still don't like that they're moving it to Mexico. But I've seen a ton of comments where people's like, well, I'm not buying a Tacoma now because they're not making it in the USA, they're moving it to Mexico. Now, some of the Tacomas are already made in Mexico, but the majority of them are here. So I've actually had one comment talking about how their Tacoma was made in Mexico, and they thought they all were, and they were a little surprised to hear that they wasn't. They said they had good quality and stuff in their truck and stuff like that. So that's not a big deal. The quality still seems to be there. It's just, people have a lot of pride in this country, as I'm sure people do in every country, but they want to make sure they buy a vehicle that's made here by Americans. And that could very well hurt the sales of the Toyota Tacoma. I could see that happening. There's a lot of people that will now go out and buy something else, whatever it may be. I don't know if it'll be a Tundra. If they wasn't wanting a truck that big to start with, they may not buy a truck that size after they found out the Tacoma's there. And it may actually deter other people from even buying Tundras and stuff that are made in this country because they didn't like the fact that they took jobs to Mexico. Chevrolet did that. They caught a lot of political flack about that, as Toyota could as well catch political flack from this. They're not, taking jobs away from here. People are still going to have their jobs. They're not actually removing or firing anybody from what I read, but they could still catch political flack from that. But I don't think that will hurt them as much as the flack they'll catch just from customers. Now, I'm actually pulling into McDonald's now, so I'm going to finish this here in just a minute. I ran out to grab us something to eat, and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, just picked up my food, heading back home. But tell me what you guys think. I mean, I hear a lot of people talk about how they don't want to buy this vehicle or that vehicle because it's not made in USA, or I hear even people arguing about which truck has the most parts on it from the USA. So I'm thinking if people are going to argue about how many parts are on a vehicle that come from here, they're definitely not going to be happy when you move the whole production somewhere else. That's just something, like I said, I'd seen the comments. A lot of people saying they're not going to buy one now, they're going to buy something else. And like I said, they may even move away from Toyota altogether, because I know when Chevrolet moved a lot of their stuff overseas, I seen people saying they were going to start buying Ford. Now I've had issues with Ford, as we all know, so I'm not advocating that, but I did actually see people say that they weren't going to buy Chevy because they took jobs from here and moved over to there. Now, like I said, they're not losing any jobs here, but they're still not providing any extra jobs because they're building a new plant down there, which they could just as easily have built here and added more jobs here. But Toyota decided to do that over there. So tell me what you guys think. Do you think this will have an adverse effect on the Tacoma? Right now, it's the #1 selling mid-sized truck in the world, as far as I know. And I'm sure that the USA buys a ton of those. So do you think this will have an adverse effect? you think Toyota will reap the repercussions of moving the Tacoma sales down there? I can see it happening. I don't know if it'll be enough to drop them out of the number one sales spot, but I can see it hurting sales of the Tacoma and maybe even Toyota overall. I hate that they did that again. I wish they would have kept those sales here, but Toyota decided to do that, and it is what it is. So let me know in the comments section, do you think it'll actually cause some issues with Toyota? Do you think it'll cause sales to drop and stuff like that? I can see it happening. I appreciate you guys watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.